So I assume you've been into sim and on iRacing for next week?
Yeah.
And you feel any more confident, or what's your thought process?
You know, it's interesting. Every time I do sim or iRacing for that track, I find something new. New bump somewhere. It's got a lot of character to it for a new racetrack to us. I mean, the streets are still not new, repaved, obviously, so there's a lot of bumps. A lot of, I would say, sketchy corners, which is fun. I think single car qualifying is going to be really intense. When you think of watching, F1 guys or the IndyCar guys at street courses and watching them kind of push those limits of being really close to the walls, I think for us it'll be very similar to that for a few corners. Obviously, we're in a bigger, heavier, slower car, but there's a few corners that you feel like you're going way too fast, to make it, and somehow the way the track is laid out, it works pretty well. So I've had fun in the simulator just trying to find new stuff, and I think it's going to be a interesting first few laps of practice for sure.
Does it compare at all to the Charlotte Roval?
It does and it doesn't. I'd say the first two corners of the Roval where you feel really kind of confined, right? You go off into turn one, there's that wall that's kind of staring right back at you. And turn 2 and 3 are really tight. You're in between those two walls. I feel like there might be similarities there. But other than that, I think this track is a lot less flowy, I guess, right? There's only 2 or 3 kind of flowy, higher speed corners, and the rest are really hard braking zones. So that's the biggest difference I've felt so far.
How big of an influence your dad been talking about a street course, going from racing, in the 90s, kind of internationally?
Yeah.
Has he helped you with any of that?
Yeah, not really. He asked me if he could come and drive on my iRacing simulator so he could know what he was talking about, at least which way the track was going. So other than that, he's not really told me much about it. The only thing he said is everyone else is in the same boat, right? So, there's a lot of unsure feeling in the garage of it's something new, it's something nobody has ever done other than maybe Austin Cindric, I think, has run a street race before, but not in a cup car, that's for sure. So even who I would point to as being one of the most experienced road racing guys is still completely in the blind on this racetrack. So it makes for a tough preparation, because what do you watch? What do I go and study to get ready? You kind of don't really have anything. So just go and figure it out as fast as you can.